It's lights out, away we go for the Japanese Grand Prix, and what a start from Max Verstappen. Verstappen reacting slightly faster, but Lando Norris edges ahead of Verstappen as Carlos Sainz takes third place. Lando Norris takes the lead. Charles Leclerc, dream start for him. Looks like he's made up places there, starting on the soft compound tyres. Out in front, it's Lando Norris who leads ahead of Max Verstappen and Sainz, Hamilton, Russell, Alonso, Ocon, Piastri, Perez and Hulkenberg. Then comes Stroll, Gasly, Joe, Leclerc, Bottas, Tsunoda, Magnussen, Sargent, Albon and Daniel Ricciardo. On board now with Charles Leclerc. We can look at the race start, and it was a clean getaway for Leclerc.
Textbook start. All you young racers out there, get inside, you're out of trouble then. Pick up the throttle. Yeah, back end complaining a bit, left a bit of space on the inside. Yeah, this is going to be tight, I think.
Charles Leclerc down the inside on Valtteri Bottas up into 14.
Verstappen and Norris were absolutely side by side.
Come on, baby. Yes.
So Charles Leclerc on the soft compound tyre used them to very good effect away from the start.
And it's keeping Ferrari very much in the hunt. Round the hairpin they go, and a wider line taken by some cars there. Swooping down the inside, here comes Charles Leclerc! Leclerc has gone past two cars in the space of a kilometre. Nice move from him.
And Leclerc already up to P12, so this first lap playing into Ferrari's hand. Now no DRS for 2 laps after the start of a Grand Prix. We know how powerful that rear wing opening is on the Red Bull. Somehow, Norris needs to get over a second ahead if he can. Norris needs to really pin it in these opening 2 laps.
Down the inside on Lance Stroll goes Charles Leclerc. Brilliant car control from Charles Leclerc to keep that Ferrari late on the braking, diving down the inside within the track limits.
Stroll behind, no DRS.
Charles Leclerc is having a look at Nico Hulkenberg. Down the inside goes Charles Leclerc up into the points then. Charles Leclerc all over the gearboxes. Oscar Piastri. Leclerc's going to try and steam down the inside. Charles Leclerc does steam down the inside and go wheel to wheel with Oscar Piastri. This is brilliant racing. The door was open for Piastri. Leclerc just walked straight through without invitation.
And it's plan B, so take care of tyres, plan B.
Charles Leclerc is having a look at Sergio Perez.
That's Norris getting well out of shape on the outside.
That was a bad look up there for Lando Norris. And here he comes. Max Verstappen on the inside, takes the lead.
Lando Norris will be disappointed in himself that he didn't go hard right and just close Verstappen off.
Sergio Perez looking for a move on Esteban Ocon. And down the inside goes Sergio Perez and moves up into 7th place. On board now with Charles Leclerc out in front. It's Max Verstappen who leads, Lando Norris and Sainz, Hamilton, Russell, Alonso 6th, Perez, Ocon, Leclerc and Oscar Piastri in 10th. close enough here to Esteban Ocon to maybe make a lunge. Look how he's gaining on the Alpine. Down the inside goes Leclerc, and they came within the width of a 10-pound note of making contact. Ocon, whether he knew he was coming or not, would have seen him in his mirrors at the last moment and decided at that stage there was no point in defending.
We are P8.
And Leclerc marches on now up to P8.
On board now with Sergio Perez.
A bit of allergy around this place.
Fernando Alonso now just 4 tenths ahead of Sergio Perez. Look, here comes Perez. Into 130R we go. Leclerc is the car behind him and going the long way round the outside. Sergio Perez gets past Fernando Alonso. As they head down the main straight, in comes Fernando Alonso alongside Sergio Perez. Now Alonso's ahead of Perez, who has got the inside line here, but I think the Aston Martin might just slam the door shut on Sergio. Alonso stays ahead of Sergio Perez. Alonso, the most experienced driver on the grid, is giving a very nice afternoon's entertainment.
Is anyone else reporting rain? I think it's sweat from the inside of my helmet.
So it's like it's just you supporting the rain. I suspect it might be the sweat.
Keep it cool, George. Keep it cool. Down the back straight we go. Norris under pressure from his mate and former teammate Carlos Sainz. He's down in 3rd place. Then comes Lewis Hamilton, George Russell, Fernando Alonso, and then the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc. He's up into 7th place.
Okay, Lewis, close that gap as much as you can. It's hammer time.
We're on a run. Come on. Do you know what that was? That was a smooth operator. Smooth operation.
Carlos Sainz, fastest man on the track. He's about 0.7 of a second behind Lando Norris. Max Verstappen already 1.5 seconds out in front. Close battle comes behind. Norris, Sainz, Hamilton, Russell, Alonso, Leclerc, Perez, Ocon and Hulkenberg. Lando Norris then already starting to drop back a little bit from Max Verstappen.
I cannot hold as long.
Understood, Max.
That just sounds like Max would like to go a little bit faster there, and I just wonder if he is trying to manage those tyres and it's causing him a few problems.
He's more or less saying, like, that's it, that's all I've got. I can't keep him behind me much longer.
Oh, this is so frustrating. How many laps are we going to do like this? Keep calm.
Well, you can understand it, because he has been tucked up behind Fernando Alonso, who's doing a super job. But for Charles Leclerc, he can just see any hopes of a top 5 finish just disappearing at the moment.
There's nothing they can do. They can't magic him up the road, and they're right to say keep calm, because drive angry, the car goes sideways and backwards, doesn't go forwards.
On board with the Ferrari currently, and staring, as it has been, Charles Leclerc at the rear of that Aston Martin of Fernando Alonso. More DRS for the Ferrari and Charles Leclerc, and there's a few little issues for Max Verstappen out in front. He's not having it plain sailing. Sergio Perez already half a second quicker than Charles Leclerc on this lap, and that's just through the first sector of the lap. As we head now on the straight towards 130 hours. Here comes Sergio Perez, looking to make a move on Charles Leclerc as Leclerc closes the door on the Red Bull. Alonso is giving proper defence once again here with Charles Leclerc right behind him.
I reckon Leclerc opened his tyres. He's either got a problem, mechanical problem, although we're not hearing anything like that on the radio, or he's gone too hard on those tyres.
From distance, and finally Charles Leclerc gets past Fernando Alonso and up into the top 6. Alonso struggling, and he's lost another place here as Perez goes through on the inside. And one thing I am realising, Martin Brundle, even after just 12 laps of this race, we're on for a whole heap of overtakes here.
We are. It's going to be breathless later on.
I think you have to leave a space. All the time you have to leave a space.
Here goes Sergio Perez out of the final corner. He has got Charles Leclerc half a second ahead of him as he crosses the line. That half a second can be made up, can't it? By the Red Bull, over the bumps we go. He's going to go down the inside, Sergio Perez. But is it the old switcheroo for Charles Leclerc? No, it's not, because Perez has got the traction. But Charles Leclerc is going to dive down the inside to regain that place. Charles Leclerc struggling on his tyres out there.
I can't brake, I can't enter corners. Front end rear is just really bad.
Copy that, Max.
It sounds like he's not enjoying himself this afternoon, Max Verstappen.
Can't brake, can't turn, front and rear. I mean, that's full house, isn't it?
Yeah. Sounds like the sort of guy, Ted, that might have had a late night last night. Oh, he did. He was sim racing until about 2-3 o'clock in the morning.
Engine braking +1, Russell 1.3 ahead.
Here comes Charles Leclerc, neck and neck with George Russell. Neat little move there by Leclerc, who's now up into 5th place. Away they go down the back straight. Lewis Hamilton is right there on the tail of Carlos Sainz, who only just stays ahead of Hamilton, and Hamilton regains that 3rd place. Out of the final chicane, the 2 Ferraris come.
Leclerc 0.3 behind his teammate. Can he get after Sainz? He was showing tremendous pace, Leclerc.
And it's Carlos Sainz with the DRS Sainz round the outside. Carlos Sainz up into the podium places ahead of Lewis Hamilton. Leclerc's gone wide behind his teammate and ready to pounce. Down the inside goes Charles Leclerc and up into fourth. I think that got a fair cheer from the crowd. Banked around the outside at turn 2. Ferrari run 3 and 4.
Straight back speed is great.
Piastri now pits.
I'm losing quite a lot of time. I don't know whether you want to know or not, but just to put you know.
We are discussing that.
Charles, we will do the swap a bit later on. Lewis is a bit close and we want to push now and just focus on your race. Thank you.
Charles Leclerc now battling his teammate, dives down the inside, and he forces Sainz wide, and he grabs third place from Carlos Sainz.
Oh my God.
Team orders? What team orders? The two Ferraris almost touching, and this is brilliant stuff here.
And box now, box now, box.
Copy, box.
Box is the call at Ferrari for Charles Leclerc. So maybe they're trying something a little bit different with Charles Leclerc, who comes into the pits now, and is this Leclerc committing to a two-stop strategy? That's the medium tyres going on to the Ferrari. He has lost places, comes out behind Valtteri Bottas and out of the top 10.
You don't think one stop is possible? Tyres are holding quite well at the moment.
It's not impossible. It's not impossible.
I think we need to stay out. Pure choice. The tyres are good. I'm improving the lap time.
Leclerc really going for it ahead of Valtteri Bottas now. Charles Leclerc breezes past like someone's put rocket fuel into that car today. That was no contest. With that DRS down the main straight, here comes Charles Leclerc looking for a move on Nico Hülkenberg. Look at that rocket ship go, it's launch-up time. Charles Leclerc dives down the inside, whoa! Now that was impressive. Leclerc making overtaking look very, very simple today.
I got that dog in me, yeah. Turn me up, big energy, got the crowd going nuts. I got that dog in me, yeah. I take on anyone, I don't need a one-on-one. I got that dog in me, yeah. I'm talking all bite, no bark. I could rip your squad apart. I got that dog in me, so what's up?
George Russell all over the gearbox of Lewis Hamilton as towards the chicane we go. Russell's going to dive down the inside. The two Mercedes going wheel to wheel, and George Russell squeezing out his teammate and getting past his teammate. George Russell moves up into fourth place.
Don't you get it confused? I'm a win again, kid. That's all that I do. I got that.
And here comes Fernando Alonso alongside Sergio Perez.
Got the crowd going. I got that. I don't need a one-on-one. I got that dog in me, yeah. I'm talking all bite, no bark. I could rip your squad up. I got that dog in me, so what's up? Yeah. So what's up?
Charles Leclerc has made his way through some of the midfield runners and is now back in the points once again. Charles Leclerc has got past Lance Stroll.
Is there a leakage? A leakage of what?
I have the seat full of water, like full of water.
Must be the water.
Let's add that to the weather freezer.
Alonso's picking up a slipstream behind the Mercedes. He's going to try to get past Hamilton, and he does so. Towards the chicane we go. Charles Leclerc, he's going to dive down the inside. Charles Leclerc has moved up into 8th place.
It's good to see Leclerc back in the hunt by getting in, making a clear-cut decision to change the tyres on his Ferrari. It's kept him in play. Charles Leclerc just took 2.4 seconds out of Lewis Hamilton on the previous lap.
Hello, Lewis.
Charles Leclerc, he's going to go down the outside. Charles Leclerc gets past Lewis Hamilton and moves up into 7th place.
Well done, P7.
Did not fight that. 1 iota Lewis Hamilton, because he realised he couldn't, given the performance in tyres to Charles Leclerc's advantage. There was nothing really Hamilton could do about that. Charles Leclerc just set the fastest lap of the race.
Leclerc really very much on a charge. Alonso's tyre's quite old, jinking around, but he has left at least a car's width, and that's going to get tight.
Oh, it's not the first time this afternoon that things have got a bit tight for Charles Leclerc. There he goes, past Fernando Alonso and up into the top 6.
Well done. P6. Switch position yellow. Switch position yellow.
In comes Carlos Sainz.
Work, great work by the Ferrari guys on Charles Leclerc, and similarly, oh, lovely stop, very nice indeed, very tidy for Sainz.
Charles Leclerc has moved up into 5th place. Okay, so Verstappen continues to lead from Lando Norris. Sergio Perez has just got past George Russell, now up into 3rd place. I'm just watching now, so this is going to be really tight. Esteban Ocon making up a place on Lewis Hamilton.
Definitely wrong with the car, mate. Tyres are dropping off. Yeah, that's also driven.
It's not a nice moment for Lewis Hamilton or Toto Wolff, and Mercedes. Well, their team boss might just be rubbing his head with his hand in a few moments' time once again. I've been keeping an eye on this the last 4 or 5 laps. Charles Leclerc has been steadily gaining on George Russell.
Lando, we are box this lap. Box.
Cutter.
Lando Norris getting the call to box at McLaren, and is this all about protecting Lando's position here? And Lando Norris comes into the pits.
Okay, Lewis, box.
DRS there for Charles Leclerc as they head down towards turn 1. You can see how powerful that extra 12, 13 kilometers an hour of extra pace is. Someone else is coming in there. That's Lewis Hamilton coming in, Ted.
Shaking his head, time is dripping away. Front right, oh, it's the front right. A problem on the front right just slowed him down in that stop.
4 seconds for Lewis Hamilton. Comes out now behind the Alpine. Leclerc closes up to George Russell. And there's barely a front wing's length between the 2 cars. Into the hairpin we go, wheel to wheel. Leclerc has to just back off a little bit. Russell manages to stay in front. George Russell in defence against Charles Leclerc. Leclerc right on his tail. He is gaining in the slipstream. Into 130R we go. Here comes the Ferrari. Dives down the inside. Leclerc gets past George Russell, who offered a gap on that inside, and Charles Leclerc took it. As George Russell now comes into the pits. Perez also pitting. Soft compound tyre to the Red Bull.
Because they had a big gap behind them, those two, and they don't want to get caught out with not having enough grip.
And that's the medium tyres on the Mercedes, but out in front, Verstappen then from Charles Leclerc, Fernando Alonso up into 3rd place.
Russell has stopped.
Max Verstappen clear of Charles Leclerc. Are we seeing a bit of tyre wear, a bit of degradation on Verstappen's Red Bull, because Leclerc is catching him?
He is catching him.
It's like there's something wrong with the car, man. I have no grip.
Max Verstappen, race leader, comes into the pit. Verstappen on the soft compound tyre, but here comes Charles Leclerc. We have a new race leader, and it's Charles Leclerc.
It's quite impressive how we let ourselves get undercut at this completely race.
Into the pits comes Fernando Alonso. Verstappen is clearly having an issue with the way his car is handling and the way this race is evolving today.
I just don't get it, why we let him undercut us so far. It's just so stupid.
I think what Max doesn't realise is that he's not really been undercut. The Ferrari's a pit stop behind him. I think that's why he thinks he's just lost track. Yes, effectively, but he thinks he's lost race position and he hasn't in reality.
A -5 brake bias and the thing just doesn't turn. It's unbelievable.
Mode 9. Or press and hold the overtake.
5 or 9.
And then press and hold the overtake, Max, if you're in mode 7. Thank you.
We're watching from the rear of Charles Leclerc's Ferrari, Max Verstappen trying to chase him down.
Verstappen 4 seconds behind.
Here's Max Verstappen, who's been rather rapid in his pursuit of Charles Leclerc.
Well, that's some gentle introduction.
No, man, don't give me that. You guys give me the strategy, okay? I'm trying to rescue myself.
He's been told to go out and not take too much out of the tyres, and he's obviously decided to ignore that. And Lambiase there is taking quite a bit of stick today, isn't he?
Yeah,
From his World Championship leading driver, Max. You know, comes into this race with over 3 races worth of points in his pocket. Advantage.
I don't want to sound too critical, but Max Verstappen is sounding like a man who stayed up late last night doing a sim race, which he did, and then got up early this morning to do a sim race, which he did, rather than getting a good night's sleep, which, by the sounds of it, he could probably have done with.
Verstappen 2 seconds behind. Charles, can you push more than this? Question?
I could, but it's not good for the tires, so no.
Max puts in the fastest lap of the race.
Leclerc might be in a bit of trouble. Here comes Max Verstappen. Charles Leclerc has got the inside line covered nicely. Verstappen tries to go round the outside. Can he hang on here? No, the Ferrari is just far enough ahead. He stays ahead of that Red Bull. That was Charles Leclerc knowing exactly where Max Verstappen was going to go and defending it from a long way out.
Verstappen behind 1 second.
Leave me alone.
And Max Verstappen is right on his tail, and they're going to go wheel to wheel into turn 1 here. Charles Leclerc's been leading this race. Verstappen fancies his chances. Leclerc stays ahead. Did Verstappen get on the marbles, and did that then cost him the chance to stay ahead?
Without doubt.
Yeah, moved under braking.
I'm not even going to get into a radio fight with the other teams, Max. We'll let the stewards do their thing. It's childish on the radio. Childish.
They describe their relationship as a bit like a married couple, but they're having quite a few tiffs this weekend, aren't they?
I've said it once, I'll say it again. He sounds like a man who could have done better with a better night's sleep last night, Max Verstappen. He's just sounding tetchy and irritable every time we hear him on the radio. But he is in a fight, and that might be having something to do with it.
Gap to Lando, 3 seconds.
No investigation necessary. They're satisfied in the steward's room that Charles Leclerc did nothing wrong. On the main straights we go. 0.9 seconds, the gap between Leclerc and Verstappen. Lando Norris running in third. Sergio Perez fourth, and Sainz the top 5. Behind Sainz comes Russell, Alonso, Ocon, Piastri, Gasly, Stroll, and Lewis Hamilton down into 12th place.
For your info, I think you have around. I mean, do you want to know the margin?
No, Charles, we're not interested, we know.
You said, all right.
No, we are not interested.
That's rude.
Sorry. Box now, box.
Copy, box.
Ferrari is coming in.
Charles Leclerc is coming in.
The race leader. Okay, this has to be perfect. So this is their optimum strategy. They need to just carry out what they're doing. It's okay. It's okay. Not so bad. Not as slow as Max Verstappen's stop, and he's out again. So they just need to do what they do and then see how Verstappen reacts. What, of course, Ferrari won't be wanting is some kind of safety car later on that gives Max Verstappen a free pit stop. Well, we haven't had any so far, Crofty, but we're sure we're going to get one, by so say the engineers, later on. It's worth the thought for Ferrari. What do they do then?
Now they're all going to be supremely under pressure from Leclerc with way better tyres. A bit of catching up to do, but way better tyres.
Brake balance +1.
Leave me alone with this. If I don't do things to us, don't ask that much.
Yeah, that's a fair point, isn't it?
On board now with Charles Leclerc, fastest man on the track.
Yeah, he reacted to my move. You're not allowed to do that. Okay, we're on it.
He saw me move, then he moved.
We're reporting to the race director. He saw you move and then move.
On board now with Lando Norris. He is still just behind Max Verstappen, chasing him for first place, but he's picked up 0.3 of a second in the last half a lap. He's sticking to his guns there. This is a terrific battle that's unfolding before our very eyes out in front, of Verstappen clearly not getting away in the way that we've become accustomed to.
I feel like the Mansell is running a bit rough.
It's just the B-bell offset that's left, Max. Can't do anything on the B-bell map itself.
I mean, I'm saying the drive shaft.
Okay, stand by.
He's feeling a vibration then. That's what he's feeling, a really high frequency vibration, I'd imagine.
So what is the B-bow? For those
brake balance.
At home scratching their head saying, what's that short for?
Brake balance.
It makes like a weird noise at high speed.
Okay, understood, Max. We are monitoring, I'll let you know. We are happy at the moment, Max.
They did something wrong.
Okay, stand by. Keep going for the moment.
And the drive shaft was what, of course...
It's nothing to do with the brake balance, but yeah, you've got the engine, the gearbox behind it. Differential turns the power through 90 degrees, and the drive shaft transmits it out to the rear wheels.
Well, if it's not the car, it's the strategy for Max Verstappen today. Everything not going his way, according to him.
Yeah, 0.7.
Got two straights here, want to get a slipstream, there's no DRS towards 130R, and then want to use his DRS, and he got really squirmy coming out of that corner. Now, another 12, 13 kilometres an hour of extra pace for Lando Norris, who needs to get this overtake done.
If Lando can get through, it'll be him sending the turbulent air back to the Red Bull, so we've got a race on our hands.
This is defensive mode for the world champion Max Verstappen under all sorts of pressure going into that first corner.
Money's the motivation, money's the conversation. You on vacation, we getting paid, so we on vacation. I did it for the fam. It's whatever we had to do, it's just who I am. Yeah, it's the life I chose. Gunshots.
Russell in Prix ahead now.
Leclerc is up into the top 5.
He's still only 11 seconds off the lead. They might get a little bit of a hurry up when they see Leclerc pumping these laps in now.
You use plastic, we bout cash. I see some people ahead that we gon' pass, yeah. I never fear death but dying. I only fear never trying. I am whatever I am.
Right, battle resumed once again. Here comes Charles Leclerc for part 2 on the parts of the track where overtaking is possible and defending is that little bit harder. And he seems a little bit closer, I think, to George Russell as we go towards 130R. We're riding on board with Charles Leclerc, following in the slipstream. Down the inside, Leclerc just squeezes ahead of George Russell and deserves the applause from every single one of the fans. That was bravery and trust in your rival, and Charles Leclerc pulled it off to move up into 4th. Whilst George Russell would have been using a bit of ERS as electrical energy to power his car down the straight, it wasn't enough. Right, the gap between the top 5 now, 9 seconds.
Engine braking -1. Russell 3.0 behind.
Charles Leclerc currently gets the driver of the day vote. Charles Leclerc, who has gained 16 places in this race from his starting position. That will be a career best performance. That 5th place in Canada from 19th on the grid got him 14 places in that race.
And Leclerc gets the lead down to 5.8 seconds out front.
Been down since day one, look at where we came from. Jumping out on anybody who try to say something. One thing about it, got a problem, I got the same one. Money rolls, we fold. Plenty clubs, we close. Follow the same code. Never turn our backs, our cars don't even lose control. Shot, everything rides on tonight. Even if I've got 3 strikes, I'ma go for it. This moment, we own it. I ride or die to be played with. You ready? Let's go. For those of you that want to know what we're about, it's like this, y'all. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. Yeah. He doesn't need his name up in lights, he just wants to be heard, whether it's the beat of the mic. He feels so unlike everybody else alone, in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know him, but fuck him, he knows the code. It's not about a salary, it's all about reality and making some noise and making a story, making sure his click stays up. That means when he puts it down, Todd's picking it up. Who the hell is he anyway? He never really talks much, never concerned with status, but still leaving him starstruck. Humble through opportunities given despite the fact that many misjudge him.
Here comes the Ferrari then of Charles Leclerc.
Now the picture connects, never asking for someone's help or to get some respect. He's only focused on what he wrote. His will is beyond reach, and now it all unfolds. The skill of an artist is 20% skill, 80% beer, be 100% clear. Cause Ryu is ill. Who would have thought he'd be the one that set the West in flames? And I heard him wrecking with the crystal method, name of the game. You came back, dropped Megadeth, took him to church. I like bleach, man. Ryu went the stupidest.
Perez is a little bit too far ahead for Charles Leclerc. Leclerc right on Perez's tail. Out of the chicane come the leading quartet, and it's Max Verstappen out in front.
How can we help? Do you have any pace?
No. What's out?
20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. They call him Ryan, he's sick and he's spitting fire in Mike. Got him out the dryer, he's hot. Found him in Fort Minor with Doc. What a fucking nihilist porcupine, he's a prick, he's a cop. The type women wanna be with the rappers, hope he got shot.
Sergio Perez in third, now having his hands full, trying to defend against Charles Leclerc. Here he goes, under braking. Leclerc has got past Sergio Perez as he moves back up into the podium places. Did you see that coming? Perez might have feared it. Leclerc left it to the very last moment to apply those brakes. That was supreme confidence and control.
Now Charles Leclerc beginning to home in on the gearbox of the McLaren. This is going to be wild. Do not go anywhere. Norris knows he's got to break the slipstream.
Norris under pressure, and Charles Leclerc now comes through. He goes into second place. It's all swapping around, and the Red Bull's under big pressure. And I don't think he really wants to fight this one because he knows that he hasn't really got the machine underneath him to fight this one. Red Bull just haven't had an answer to the Ferrari pace. And look how easy it is for Charles Leclerc to get up to the back of that Red Bull. And down the inside goes Charles Leclerc on Max Verstappen. Oh, and did that catch Max Verstappen napping a little bit because he certainly wasn't expecting Charles Leclerc to come down the inside. That was a brilliant move.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
That's the first time, Crofty, that Max Verstappen has been overtaken off track and running stick by Charles Leclerc for absolutely ages. I think these cooler conditions have changed the pace of the balance of performance between Ferrari and Red Bull. Ferrari were not on Red Bull's pace yesterday. These cooler conditions have worked in Ferrari's favour as far as the tyres go.
He had the DRS and then dived to the inside. Max saw it coming and very sensibly avoided the pair of them making contact. Max was super fair there. You know, sometimes we talk about his tactics, but he was almost generous, I would say. But he knew he didn't have any tools to really fight. But he certainly left the door open, and Leclerc walked straight through him.
That already the gap out in front, 2.2 seconds. Leclerc is having a race against the clock at the moment. He's certainly not racing against anyone else on the track.
Lando has DRS behind and gap 0.8.
Charles Leclerc just shows us how fast he could have gone had he needed to. Second, third and fourth having a right old battle.
You can run the mile, you can walk straight through hell with a smile. You could be the hero, you could get the gold. Breaking over records they thought never could be broke. Yeah, do it for your people, do it for your pride. Are you ever gonna know if you never even try? Do it for your country, do it for your name. Cause there's gonna be a day when you're standing in the Hall of Fame. And the world's gonna know your name.
What will be interesting is how Lando Norris now defends against Sergio Perez, who, as you can see, is starting to get a bit closer, and he has not defended at all. Is he going to go for it down the inside? He is going to go for it down the inside. Sergio Perez takes third. Lando Norris just left the door open there for Sergio Perez to get past, and Perez said thank you very much indeed.
Politicians, be preachers, be believers, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions.
There's the gap visually for you. Max Verstappen over Sergio Perez. Then the McLaren of Lando Norris. Then comes George Russell and then Fernando Alonso as 3 become 5 into turn 3. Not long to go here for your driver of the day. There's one driver that has dominated. It's Charles Leclerc. He's not led from start to finish, but he's never looked anything but a race winner this afternoon.
happening? What's happening with the throttle?
We'll come back to you.
Oh, there's things going on all over the place here, and everything going through the mind of Charles Leclerc.
You cannot imagine what happening with the pedal. It's a mess.
So sometimes it's not coming back to 0%.
Oh, I can't feel. I can't feel it, mate.
I don't think I'd be wanting the stewards to hear that, or race control to hear that. He's obviously pulling it back with his foot, is what he's doing, I'd imagine. He's getting his foot underneath it and pulling it back.
Yeah, I put in the sweat, ain't got no regrets. You make your excuse, you sit on the floor and you do a fit. Yeah, there's no time for that. I put in the numbers and stats. No slowing down too fast. Beast mode about to attack. Oh, I don't know about you, no. Oh, I don't know about you, but me, I'm the best, I'm better. You spell my name in all capital letters. My mama said I always was a go-getter. Won't settle for second rate, no one better. Best, give me the best. I want the best. Give me the best.
Closest battle on the track, and it's been an absorbing, gripping Japanese Grand Prix for which the final lap is now being started for Charles Leclerc. 3.5 miles to go for Charles Leclerc, who knows full well what it's like to win for Ferrari, and Max Verstappen is about to have his teammate right behind him. Perez is right on his tail. Max Verstappen under pressure into turn 1. There goes Perez with DRS. Verstappen drops down to 3rd.
Wow, now we're going to hear a grumpy Max Verstappen.
Dickhead! This is what you get with this fucking bro, honestly.
He has never won from outside pole position. He's had to overtake Max Verstappen in the race. He's had to cope with technical problems at the end, but Charles Leclerc has sailed through it all. He has gone from last all the way to first. What a drive this has been. He has taken the fastest lap. He's taken 25 points for the win. He slows down to take the checkered flag and absolutely crush the opposition. Charles Leclerc wins the Japanese Grand Prix. Sergio Perez coming home to finish in second place. Celebrations for Ferrari.
Let's go!
What a comfortable victory that was.
Yes! Let's go, come on, yes! Oh, amazing.